Hey guys, just an update on the CRF150R carburetor conversion to the Helix carburetor. It's a CN250. Well, crankshaft went out in this thing, started locking up on the rod, took out the piston and the cylinder and crank, of course. And anyway, ended up rebuilding this thing and just swapped out the hub, the clutch hub, and the basket also, since it was getting a little notchy. Put it back together and it wasn't running right on the top end. I was like, what is going on here? And I said, well, you know what? I just put all these parts in this thing. It should be good for a while now. So went ahead and got one of the clone carburetors, the stock clone carburetors, and put on it. Jetted it where the bottom end was okay and the top end was okay, and I couldn't work it out with a needle that came with it. Next thing you know is start swapping out needles in the thing. Now I'd already put about 5 hours into that carburetor, so I'm like, no, that's ridiculous. So I went ahead and I came up with a better bracket system for the Helix and put it on here. And right here, let's see if you can see this. Hopefully it's not too bright. But it's a, this is 3/4 inch angle aluminum, 1/16 inch. And all you do is just kind of, cut off one side of it, notch it up here and bend it over where you need it. And for here, instead of putting the, because it don't quite fit snugly in there, I was using the rim, the spoke protector, I forget what you call that liner goes between the tube and the rim, and then tie wrapping it on there. But what I found out, electrical tape just does better. The other rubber was starting to break down some, and I was having a really difficult time because it's about 5 millimeter, I think, larger back here, 4 or 5 millimeters, and I got tired of putting the thing on there. So I just clipped it. I got my dikes, and I just clipped it. It goes on there really good. Now all you got to do is, it doesn't, matter of fact, it doesn't even expose anything, but if it makes you feel better, just put a little piece of tape over the clip and put your clamp on there, and you'll get 0 air leak out of it. But this thing right here seems to work pretty good. It flexes some, but it doesn't bend it. It always flexes back. And I say it works pretty good like this. And let's see, what else is it? I think that's about it, though. Other than right here, you do have to have the conversion, because these things come with an electrical choke. You have to convert it to a manual, and tie it into the old hot start up here. And other than that, though, guys, I really cannot recommend this thing enough, because I'm gonna say it's jetted perfectly right now. I don't know what changed other than the weather, because I think whenever I first put this thing on there, it was between 40 and 60 degrees. And I was running the original Helix pilot jet in the thing. Whenever I pulled it out, it had a 250 written on it, which I don't know what that means. So I went with a 38, and I ended up going from a 140 main down to a 120. And like I say, she does not bog, it doesn't do anything. It just runs. Came out here this morning, pulled the hot start choke. First kick, it just goes. Right now it's warm. It's probably ran, I don't know, 30 seconds, something like that. But anyway, like I said, I'll just show you how good she starts, because she does. This thing runs great. Got a little bit of bog right there when it's cold. When it's warm, after about, I don't know, a minute of running, 0, you still roll it down, but it's great. So if you want to get something that just starts easy pretty much every time, it's just a great bike now. Completely different than the stock type carburetor that comes on this. Anyway, if you want to save yourself some headaches, just go ahead and swap it out. Okay, later guys.